Okay, so we're back from our Japan trip, and as you saw in the previous video, we did visit Apit Autobox, the actual flagship store in downtown Tokyo. Now, I must admit, that was a very overwhelming experience, hence the reason why I wasn't talking so much, but it's just a huge facility that offers so much in the automotive world, guys, and this thing was just huge and a pretty awesome experience. Now, if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave a link down below so you can take a look at it. Now, as I said before, we did take a full tour of the store, but you really didn't see what I actually purchased. Now, the whole purpose of this trip to Japan was to actually buy and pick up a new car that's coming to this channel. So if you want to see that car, hit that subscribe button there for you to be notified whenever I do drop that video. So let's get into it. I have the bag right here, pretty cool Apit bag right here. This thing is super heavy, guys. Now this thing here, this one bag here alone cost me around $300, believe it or not. You might say it's kind of overpriced, but I guess you'll be the judge of that. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so the first thing we have here is a whole bunch of air fresheners. Now, my wife and I were into this kind of stuff, put this stuff into the car, and while we were there, we saw a whole slew of just different options that's not offered in the US. So this was our one opportunity to get a whole bunch of new scents that we're not familiar with. So let's open this up now. These things can be a little bit pricey. We're talking about $7 per package. And I think this whole thing here cost me around $40. Yeah, it looks like this thing says 4,800 yen. So around $40, a little bit less than that, but around that price. And we have a few right here. So let's start off with this one right here. And I'll try to give you guys the price for these products once I see it here. This one here is Moroccan Mint Tea, Spice Market. This is pretty cool. This one doesn't, oh, it just says sliced. That's all it is. That's pretty cool as well. We got 2 slices. I guess that one smelled really good. We have an HKS air freshener. That's more for cosmetic, and another HKS air freshener right here as well. I guess I thought I had more than that, but these are all the air fresheners. Pretty cool. And then we have a flag here, a sticker. This is a Japan flag on here, pretty cool. I don't know where I'm gonna put this for now, but I might wanna put this in maybe the new car or put this in the garage somewhere. But let's see, this one here costs around $3. All right, next thing is a shirt. So here's the shirt right here, pretty cool. It's kind of hard to see, I'm sure you can see it right now. It says Nismo. This is a Nismo shirt on here. And that might give you a little bit of a clue of what kind of car we're picking up. Now, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. This nice little dark color on here, very subtle. And I'm probably gonna wear this to some car shows on here. So, Nismo means Nissan, right? Besides that, you can see the price of it. It says 4,400 yen, so around $40 for this one right here as well. Believe it or not, I think that's actually a pretty good deal because if you were to get this in the US, I'm sure there'd be an upcharge on there, probably close to $50 to $60. The quality looks pretty good, and I haven't put it on yet, but it looks really, really nice, guys. So that's a cool buy. These things add up really quickly, guys. Next thing here I have here, and these are gonna be where the most of the money went, and that's catalogs and magazines. The first one I have here is Integra magazine. Hopefully you can see that. This thing is pretty cool. Now, you guys know I'm a Honda guy, so that makes sense. And this might be a little clue to what kind of car we got in Japan. As you can see, I'm wearing an Integra shirt as well. Maybe DC2 Type R. Those are legal right now, so that makes sense. But that doesn't jive with the fact that we have a Nismo shirt here. So, but yeah, these things are pretty cool. And this is a really good buy. This one's pretty expensive, 3,500 yen, so around 30, 40 bucks just for a magazine, guys, 30 bucks. So you can see how this thing adds up pretty quickly. The next magazine we have here, let's see, it says GTR. GTR, I can't see the rest of it. Some of these things makes more sense. You can translate this stuff here later on, and that's what I plan to do. I've actually opened some of these already and took a look at some of the inside of it and just got some really good information. But yeah, GTR magazine, pretty cool. Now that doesn't jive with the Honda book or this t-shirt right here, but it does make sense with the Nismo shirt. So we have 2 options here, 2 kind of cars here. Am I gonna get 2 cars? It's a possibility, it could be 2 cars. But yeah, it's pretty cool. This one here costs, I said, $19, $20, so not bad. Next one I have here is a pretty thick one, a thick boy. And this one here is another GTR book. Pretty thick, really nice. I like the color. I like the guy who's watching his car. Now this one here is a pretty cool book as well. This guy here was one of the lead designers for this car, so it was pretty cool. I already translated some of this stuff. It's a pretty cool book on here. Now this one here cost me, there's no price on it. This is the original price, around 1,500 yen, but I paid more than double that when I purchased it. I have the receipt right here, but I think this one was around 40 bucks as well. So there you go. This was the one you saw in that video when I went to Autobacs. I had this one in my hand. This was the first one that I saw that I really wanted. Here's some engines on the back right here, 2.6, 2.8 liter. Pretty standard GTR stuff. Next one here is actually like a catalog or a parts book, and this one says R33 GTR. So we have a lot of GTR books here, so you might be leaning towards that one. But as you can see, R33 GTR, pretty nice. This is one generation, obviously. And this one here is very similar to the Integra book, where you have all the information here for these cars. This one here cost me around $35 again for a book. Now these things were in existence, or they existed when they first came out, obviously when these cars came out. And if you lived in Japan, then you'd obviously get one of these books to see what parts were available for these cars. So it kind of makes sense maybe what kind of car I'm getting, since I'm getting a lot of parts booked from numerous cars and so forth. The last thing I got here was some artwork, some pictures here. Now this was one here that I saw in the store, and it was kind of hard to pass up on. As you can see, it's a pretty nice painting of a GTR on here. So it kind of makes sense. Look at the car we're getting. It's really nice, guys. It's a really cool painting. It's kind of has borders, so it's kind of framed a little bit, but I'm probably gonna put this in the official frame and put this somewhere either in the office here in the room or maybe in the garage. Really nice. I love it. Now this one here wasn't cheap either. This one's around 40 bucks, and this was a small one. You can see it has a paid sticker on here. Now theft isn't really big in Japan, so you don't really see people stealing stuff, but you see a lot of plastic around these things, and it's well protected. But yeah, 40 bucks for this thing, it adds up. All right, last but not least, we have two small things in here. And as you can see, they're both GTR. It says GTR on here. Hopefully you can see it better here. We have one here, pretty big one here, and I don't know if I'd use this or not. So the cool thing about this, I found this out when I was looking at these products, is that the fonts on these, they look similar, but they're actually different. So you'll see different fonts for R32s, one for R33s, and one for R34s. So in this case, this one says BC and R33, and this one says BC and R34. So I have 33 and 34. Am I gonna get an R33, R34, R32? It doesn't really matter, guys. I just like the font of this one, hence the reason I got this one here instead. But they're pretty nice. So these things weren't that bad. We were looking at around, was it that much? Oh yeah, it's expensive. I didn't realize. This one was like around $6. This one here was around, it makes sense, it's leather. This one was around $27. Holy cow. So pretty cool experience, guys. If you are in Japan, I would highly recommend you go take a look at a Super Autobox. This one, as I said before, is the flagship 8-pit Super Autobox, and it is amazing, guys. I really wish I had more space in my suitcase to carry some stuff back. In fact, I wanted to buy some other stuff as well, and I wish I did, but they were so expensive as well, and I just didn't have the space to put it in my suitcase. So it is what it is. Now, besides that, we did have the opportunity after leaving there to go to another store. Now, this one is Yodobashi Camera. I've done full reviews on this store as well in the past, so take a look at it on the channel. I'll leave a link down below as well. But here it is. Another bag, pretty traditional bag, and this one says, yeah, Yodobashi Camera. It's a camera store, electronics store. We're talking about 8 to 9 floors of just electronics and devices, appliances for your house. So it's a pretty cool place. With that, there's also some nice hobby grade items, and that's where we found some of these cars as well. Now we have some cars here, and this probably will solidify my decision of what I'm getting. The first thing here is a car. Now this one here is a snap kit. Now I was looking for some, I don't know, some hobby grade type of stuff where it's like maybe metallic or alloy. I didn't see many of those, but here's one right here. This is the R33. Not too bad, around $13 or $10. Really nice. And then we have another one here, And this one here is the same car, but in midnight purple, a little bit more expensive. So as you can see, they charge you more for the same car, just in a different color. And this is what I've seen recently when looking at some of these cars. So this is ridiculous. So pretty awesome. I got some of those. And then to make it official, we also got some aftermarket wheels to make it complete here. Now, most people don't buy this, but here are some new wheels to add to these cars. These are obviously the TE37s. And I'm pretty impressed that they actually make, you know, alternative wheels and tires for these cars. So that's gonna be pretty awesome, guys. Pretty sick. So based upon all this evidence right here, I think it's safe to say that we're gonna get some kind of a Nissan car coming to the channel here very shortly, guys. So there's a slew of things that I got on that trip. Just so much. There's even more. We got t-shirts, we got key rings. I mean, what more do you want? This thing is filled to the gills here, guys. Like, we'll talk more about this a little bit later, but this is a little bit of stuff and 300 bucks. So when they say Nissan or GTR tax is real, it's real. And this is just informational stuff to learn more about the car and so forth. So it's safe to say that, yeah, we're probably gonna get one of those on the channel. So if you wanna see the whole process, how I went to take a look at it, purchased it, and bring it into the US here, hit that subscribe button there for you to be notified, because you really don't want to miss those videos. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.